there, viewers. This is another wonderful Thursday, and this is TBS on Value Chain TV. TBS, the Brunch Show. Thank you for always staying tuned. And today, as usual, we have great and exciting topics to discuss in the show. I am not alone in the studio. I have Mr. Williams here with me. Hi, Mr. Williams.
I'm fine.
How have you been?
Wonderful.
I trust your week is going very well.
Hectic.
I guess as much. Well, the Lord is your strength.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so stay tuned with us, and after this, we're going straight to the newspaper review segment. Okay, so we are starting the newspaper review segment. A lot of things have been happening in the country, and the papers are so filled up. We won't be able to exhaust all the headlines, but we've picked a few that are very, very topical, and Mr. Williams, our in-house analyst, is going to help us with them. So we're starting straight with the Punch newspaper. It says National Assembly passes student loan bill, proposes jail for defaulters. This is found on page 29 of the Punch newspaper.
Well, at last, the bill has been passed, and over the past few weeks, you heard postponement. We are quite happy that finally they have passed the bill. But where my problem is coming is the jail time. Yes, when it comes to things that has to do with the poor, in quotes, you hear jail term, you hear severity of jail term and the rest. Meanwhile, we have people in higher places, and when they commit an offense, nothing is done. They look the other way.
Exactly.
So this is my actual problem with the bill. They should try and see how they can do something about that particular clause. Jail time is not something that should be included in the bill.
Okay.
So I advise that the National Assembly should take a look at it again. And I also expect that parents should speak up, as well as students, especially the authorities from National Association of Students. They should speak up about this particular bill. They should not just sit down and take everything the way it has been.
I think this is even a good opportunity to speak, because they are currently on a strike.
Exactly.
So they should use this opportunity to speak up.
Yes.
Okay, so we are moving to The Guardian. This says FG spends 6 trillion naira subsidy on unavailable electricity in 10 years. This is
That's quite sad.
It is.
If you look at the problem Nigeria is facing regarding energy, especially electricity, you begin to wonder, spending these huge amounts, and yes, there is no light. It means something is wrong somewhere. And if it should be in maybe developed countries, I think heads will roll. So, and this calls for probe. I don't know what the National Assembly is doing. There is a committee on power and so on. So they should investigate to know who and who is responsible, and see how they can bring them to book.
Okay. And then all along, so many people are even beginning to discover that the federal government has been paying subsidy on electricity.
Yes, exactly.
And with this amount of money, it's a lot. But yet, we are not seeing the electricity. We are not having access to it. So
the
like
light
you said,
is below epileptic. If you can describe
if
something
there's
that
a
is
word
below
beyond
yes,
epileptic,
yes,
that
yes,
should be the
exactly.
description for Nigeria's power sector. So this is a cry out to the government to actually look into this. Okay, we won't rest there. We're moving to This Day newspaper, and this is coming from the Central Bank of Nigeria. They are saying that we have settled all valid forex backlogs.
It is expected that with this particular news, we see progress, and as well as a turnaround for the naira, especially as it regards naira dollar exchange, because this has been the problem we have been having over the past years. People are complaining the prices of goods are rising in the market, and most times when you go to the market, you ask, why is this so? They say price of dollar. So everything is dollar, dollar,
Dollar
dollar.
seems to be affecting. And then I keep
Exactly.
wondering, are we using dollar in this Nigeria?
So this is something that the government economic team should look at
True.
and see how they can work on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So still on this day newspaper, this one says slain army officers, soldiers will be given befitting burial and national honors.
It's quite sad. My hearts and prayers is with the families of the those that have lost their loved ones. And recently I was reading one paper, and they mentioned I think the colonel that was killed. They said he lost his brother years back in Katsina. His brother was also in the army.
Wow.
I think a captain. So it's a major loss, not only for the
is.
families, but for Nigeria
nation
as well.
at
Yes. When you have officers dying, and not, for something that you cannot pinpoint. It's not as if maybe they went for battle. They say they went for a peace mission. Yes.
Oh.
They went to settle a quarrel between
Two communities.
yes, and they were killed in that particular. It's quite sad, and I hope that the perpetrators of such acts will be brought to book. Yes.
And I hope the befitting burial and then the national honors that is
absolutely
due to them be given. Okay. So we are moving to Vanguard. Says CJN to earn 5.4 million monthly. This headline is practically everywhere.
Yes, for me it is not out of place. As someone who will be in charge of the law, there will be a lot of temptations coming.
Okay.
Yes, and if you are not somebody who earn better wage, when people come to you, especially you are handling a particular case, for example, and then they decide to offer you something juicy, the temptation is there for you to accept.
True.
But when you are being given something that is more juicy than what those people are going to offer you, the temptation to accept will be limited.
True.
So this is where I'm coming from. So if they are better taken care of, their welfare is good, their package is good, I think the way they are going to handle cases will be better. Yes, they are not going to say, okay, because I'm looking for money to do this and that, I'll bring down this, I'll lower what I'm supposed to do, and so on and so forth. But when they have good package, I think justice delivery will be very, very good.
Okay, well, this is a good development now that you've brought in some points. But then, from like the point of view of some other Nigerians, they would say at this point, should increase of salary be what Nigerians need? How about the masses?
If you look at the CGN in the ranking of Nigeria, when you talk about the president, the vice president, the Senate president, the House of Reps, the CGN will come
next.
Yeah, so he's a national figure. I don't have a problem taking care of the CGN. So if the if the executive members are doing it, the National Assembly members are doing it, then the judiciary should be looked at as well. Yes, irrespective of what the country is. But Nigeria is not poor.
Shouldn't be left out.
Nigeria is not poor. It's just as maybe as a result of mismanagement. That is where our problem is actually. Nigeria is not poor. Given the resources that we have, the tons and trillions and gas and oil that we have, it is not something that we should be crying about poverty today. Nigeria can do more than what we are doing. So if we have the right leaders in place who can manage these resources, I think Nigeria will be a better country for it.
Thank you so much. This is like a very good closing. Nigeria is not poor. All we need is good leaders that would help manage the bountiful resources that we have, and things will get better. Okay, so this is where we're going to stop on the newspaper review segment. Thank you so much, Mr. Williams, for joining us.
Honestly,
yes, okay, so we are going shortly, and after this, we're going to another segment, This Week in History.
The cost of living in Nigeria is double.
They are complaining. Also, the passengers, they are complaining.
I don't believe it shall yes, I'll be trying to survive that.
They affect me seriously. Because I think about my salary, my income, and everything. So, they affect me.
right, welcome. This is another segment, This Week in History. It is also one of my favorites on TBS. So we're going to join S.A. Ufoma, who will be giving us a review of some exciting and national interesting things that happened way back in history. So we get to be reminded and also see things that have happened before. Over to you, S.A.
On March 18, 1984, Nigeria hosted and won the African Cup of Nations tournament for the first time in its history. The final match held in Lagos saw Nigeria defeat Cameroon 3-1, securing the championship title. This victory marked a significant milestone for Nigerian football and brought pride and jubilation to the nation. On March 22, 1971, Nigeria officially adopted its national anthem, Arise O Compatriots. The anthem's lyrics, written by the Nigerian poet John A. Ilechukwu, was set to music, composed by the British musician Francis Berder, and adopted as the national anthem to symbolize unity and patriotism. On March 20th, 1995, Nigeria's military government executed environmental activist Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 other Ogoni leaders by hanging. Saro-Wiwa, a vocal critic of the Nigerian government's exploitation of the Ogoni land and its people, was convicted in a controversial trial that drew condemnation from human rights organizations and governments worldwide. The execution sparked international outrage and led to Nigeria's suspension from the Commonwealth of Nations and widespread calls for sanctions against the military regime.
Okay, thank you so much, S.A., for that. This is very beautiful. And 2 events stood out for me. So the fact that Nigeria hosted the African Cup of Nations on the 18th of March, 1984, and actually won that particular Cup of Nations, is it for me? It is really, really exciting. I wish we got the last Cup of Nations, but whichever way, we did really well too. And then on the national anthem, that was also very beautiful. An amazing reminder too. Thank you so much, SC. Okay, so this is still the Brunch Show and we are going to the entertainment segment. Stay with us. Okay, thank you for staying tuned, and this is the entertainment segment. I know you've been waiting patiently for this segment, wondering what I have for us today. So today is going to be on a new movie, a very short movie, and then a very strong collaboration, partnership that was made between Mo Abudu and Idris Elba. So we know Mo Abudu, who happened to be a media mogul. So there's this short film that she has been working on, and she's now collaborating with Idris Elba to work on it. The film is titled Dust to Dreams, in collaboration with Ebony Life, which is her TV station. And this is also in collaboration with the African Export-Import Bank. So this is what even stands out for me in this partnership. The fact that Nigerians, the Nigerian movie industry, and artists, actresses, and actors, and everybody are doing so many things. The collaboration with the African Import-Export Bank alone stands out for me. It is a very big one. And then with Idris Elba. So the movie, it follows the story of a relationship between a mother and her teenage daughter as she meets her father for the first time. this film is going to be, although very short, it's going to star a lot some of the other Nigerian actors and actresses, which happened, for instance, Nse Ekpe Etim is going to be here. There is also Eko Edowa, and there's Atlanta Bridget Johnson, who happens to be a former Nigerian idol contestant. And there's also a British singer, Sale. So this is not just it's not going to be just a short film, it's going to be a very big one. On her Instagram page, she shares how excited she is about this partnership. I am going to read what she said. So she says, I am beyond thrilled to announce a groundbreaking collaboration close to my heart. Teaming up with Afrexim Bank, Ebony Live Films proudly presents Dust to Dreams, a mesmerizing short film created by yours truly, adapted by the brilliant Idris Elba and set to be directed by none other than the incomparable Idris Elba himself. And then she adds, select members of the great African team curated by me will also play a role in the project, including Audu Maikori's Chocolate City and renowned fashion designer Lanre da Silva joins us on this accelerating journey of creativity, empowerment, and storytelling excellence alongside the Ebony Life team. So this is a very good development for the one. If you remember last year, Mo Abudu and Idris Elba announced this partnership to empower and uplift African stories through their production companies, Ebony Life Media and also Green Door Pictures, which happens to be that of Idris Elba. So this is a very great collaboration, and this is me telling you to sit and wait in anticipation for this short film, because I know it's going to be a very, very great one. So let's wait and expect what Mo Abudu is going to bring for us in collaboration with Idris Elba. So this is where I'll be calling it a wrap on the show. Thank you for staying tuned. I hope you had a great time. I did. I don't want to go away, but I have to go. This is a reminder that you should stay tuned, and don't forget to drop your comments or anything at all that you want from us in the comments section. Stay tuned to Value Chain TV on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us for other activities, for the news and other insightful events. Thank you so much. I remain Patient Moses. Do have a great day.